Good afternoon to all. In the previous lab session, we discussed about how to write the case studies in a report, and then we perform one reverse engineering tool that is based on strings. And in previous lab session, I told you that you need to explore any tool and step-by-step execution you need to show me at the time of your presentation. So one of the tool that we discussed, that is a strings. So can anyone tell me what is the application of strings tool, when you can use this tool? Yes, any one of you? I hope you remember that in the previous lab session, uh, I already give the demo of this tool. So why we are using this strings tool? Okay, to unlock the file. Okay, fine, good. Is there any other answers? Any other answers? What about others? To break any low strength protection file. Okay, very good. So generally some of the file have very low protection, and apart from that, when you open any exe file directly, so sometimes if your format is not that much supportable, you will see some smileys and those kind of facial characters are there. So like you need to convert it in such a way that you can at least read the file, right? So for that, one of the tool is like lspy, you can use it. So strings is only used for extracting the information. Now when it is useful, ये strings tool कब use होता है? Generally whenever your actual passcodes and all the important and sensitive information are inside your file. Okay, at that time this particular tool is helpful. Otherwise, apart from that, if you don't directly get to the code, then at least by looking to the entire strings, you get to know which kind of structure this particular file have. Okay, so for analysis purpose, you can go for it. Like nowadays, lots of analysis things we are doing on the data, and that way we will find the loopholes in the system and we make the entry through that loopholes. Okay. So purpose of using reverse engineering tools. Can anyone tell me what are the purpose for using reverse engineering tools? Why we are using it? Yes. What is the purpose of using reverse engineering tools? No one. Learning tool. Okay. Is there any other answers? Why you are using reverse engineering tools? Make new things. Okay, fine. Extracting the information. Yes, very good. Okay, so whatever the tools that you are using, it's always simplify your entire process. For example, either you want to open any file, either you want to compile any file, either you want to just convert or become like go ahead with the editing part, you require some of the tools, and these tools will helpful to you. So like reverse engineering tools is not such a way that it is applicable everywhere. In reverse engineering process, we have analysis phase. Then after we come to the design part, and then after we extract the entire information that is your requirement. So in each and every steps, you can use the different tools. Okay. So whenever you choose the tools for your report, make sure where it is applicable, either for analysis phase, either for the design phase, or for the extracting the information, या फिर extracting the requirements. So you need to identify that phase, right? That way you need to select the proper tool. Okay, so whatever we did in the previous lab session, that is only very simple things, like you only go ahead with the extracting the information and analyze the code, and that way you can corrupt the entire file. Now what happened, like if you don't find any of the code in your information, then what you will do? Strings always used to extract the information, that is fine. But when you extract the information at that time, you don't find any of the code, or you don't have any idea regarding what kind of code is there or what kind of password is there in your application, then what you will do? Anyone have any idea? Okay, this is for your information generally. When you want to hack anything or when you want to crack anything, different approaches are there. First one is that we already discussed in your previous lab, like extract the information, analyze it, and from that you get to know about your passwords and all the credentials. Next thing is, it's very important to understand your file, because when you understand the logic inside your file, you get to know how to break the system. That is the second approach. Okay, just understand your file, the logics, and just change your logic, and that way you can break the system. Third thing is, from logic also you don't get to know, then you need to find some drawbacks of your existing system. Like in this part, security is not there, so I can enter in that part. Like we are not doing this thing, but whenever like cameras are there, and now you want to escape from this camera, then you will find such a way that you cannot capture through that camera. So same way in hacking also, generally different tunnels are there. Okay, some are supervised, some are unsupervised. So you need to do the entry in the system in such a way that no one can identify you. Okay, otherwise it's illegal, so you cannot go for it. Don't do it. Just for your understanding purpose, you can perform this, some of the basic things. And like ethical hackings are course are also available. If you have an interest in this part, then you can go for it. Okay, so today in this lab, we are going ahead with the another tools that is always come together, that is the LSpy and the ReflexSci. Now, what is this LSpy? So in which situation you can use it? First important thing is, whenever your framework is based on .NET, okay, in that case you can use this one. Like आपका जो code है वो .NET framework पे बना है, then you can use this one. So whenever your code is in the .NET, like in .NET also we have a VB.NET, C#, and ASP. Okay, some of the syntax are different. Otherwise, like it's somewhat similar. So you can use this LSpy. Now, what is this LSpy? So for example, if I'm giving you exe file, now the majority one issue is how you will open it. Okay, you find some tool that will open the exe file. But when you open it, you will find some of the character that is not understood by you. What you will do? Again, you need to find some another tool. Okay, so LSpy is one of the tool. It is one kind of decompiler, which is decompile your entire code. Okay, so when you open the anything in this LSpy, you will see like decompilation is done, and then after you will see entire structure of it, because you don't have a any structure right now, only the exe file you have. Okay, so we need that structure, that folders are there inside this particular exe file. So we can extract, decompile everything through this else file. So else file we are using for viewing and your entire exe file, and decompilation is done here. Now, when you open this one, you will not able to add it this one. Like, for example, you get to know that this logic is somewhat, you can change it and you can just crack the system. You found that particular logic. Now you want to add it, this particular logic. So what you will do, you need to modify it. But in else by this particular support is not given. Here, I'm just going ahead with the overall part. Then after I will show you the things. Okay. Right now, I'm just going ahead with the introduction part. We will go ahead with the demo within 2 minutes. Okay, Rahil? Okay, next is Reflexile. Generally, this Reflexile is one kind of add-on or plugin it is called, and it's used for editing purpose. So if you want to edit any logic, if you want to just remove some of the things or want to just change some logic, so you can add these plugins and you need to use this one together. Okay, so today we go ahead with the demonstration of this part. Okay, I am providing here link to download this one because whatever code we downloaded in the previous lab, that same code we will use for this particular demo also. Okay, so everybody just go to this link and download the else file. I'm also doing this one same here. Latest versions are also there, but some is not supportable with whatever the code or my app code is there. So make sure you use only this particular versions. Okay, so download this one. I'm sharing my screen. First of all, download this else file, and then after you download this one, that is the next one, that is the Reflexil. The two link is given to you. I cannot show the demo in Mac because I don't have that system. Okay, so for Mac you need to do the other things, but you can just see the entire demo so you get to know what kind of tools you need to select. Okay, so don't go ahead with this one. You need to just check it out, like whatever tool you selected, is it right for you or not. Okay, so you will find this kind of interface, and just provide me the status once you download this particular file. Okay, next one is this one, so I'm taking that also. Okay, now here some of the introduction is given, like what is the requirement of this particular tool. Okay, so here lots of different things are there. We need to go ahead with the second one because that is somewhat understandable by us. So I just downloaded these two files. Done or not? I'm waiting for you, so make sure you do it parallelly. And I hope everybody has a laptop because in the previous lab, I give you the instructions. Okay, so write your status in the chat box. TC1 plus TP1 students. Okay, Shyam, done. What about others? Okay, fine. I am waiting, but make sure you just do it parallelly with me. And yes, if you want to use this particular tool in your report, so meanwhile, just take the screenshot also. Okay, आप बीच में screenshot लेते रहना ताकि आपको directly वो report में import ही करना पड़े. Right? So when you write step by step things in your report, what you have to write it down. First task is you need to download this particular file through this link. Next, second task is you need to download this particular tool for this particular link. Why we are using this one? Why we are using this one? Only that thing you need to write. Okay, I'm waiting for some time. How many of you are doing this thing laptop? I got the response from 3 students. What about others? Okay, both downloaded. Rahil, fine. Nidhi, Arpit, Nidhi, Shyam, and Rahil. These 4 students are doing this particular demonstration part. What about others? Seeking ideally, Ankit, Chirag, Nandit, Siraj. Okay. So I'm waiting for you. Okay, Ankit. After downloading this, you need to extract this one. Okay, just extract this file. Both the files, you need to extract this one. Write your status so that we can move ahead. Okay, fine. So basically, Reflexil is one kind of add-on. I hope you know what is add-on and plugins. So it will always use to support your system. Okay. Generally, when you prepare any website, so we are using lots of plugins. If you are using WordPress framework, then plugins are there. For like map, we have a different plugin for editing purpose. Also, you can use the plugins. Find that is support your entire functionality. It will just smooth your entire process, right? So here, Reflexil is one kind of plugin. Okay, one kind of add-on. It's always used for editing purpose. So whatever the code is there, you can add it easily through this particular add-on. So now what you need to do, just go into the Reflexil folder. You will find this particular files. Now you need to merge this two together, because when you open this else file at that time, whatever the editing functionalities are there, it should be supportable. So we need to merge this two. But how we can do this? So for that, you need to just copy this all the files. Just copy this one. Just go to the Reflexil folder. Inside that, you will find this kind of files. Okay, so just copy all of this file. And you need to paste it inside this lspy underscore master folder. You need to paste all this particular files. Okay, so copy first line right inside. Otherwise, in the downstairs, IT department. Just a second. Okay, fine. So make sure just copy all the files and paste here in this lspy folder. Okay, then up to here. Why we are doing this? Can anyone tell me? If we are not integrating this tool, we cannot edit the file. Okay, whatever content is there in my app, it is not there. And why we use this else file? Because if I'm saying that this exe file, what are the content and what are the code of this file, I want to know. But how you can do this? So for that, to open this particular file, to just see the logic inside this myapp.exe, we are using else file. And to edit this, we are using the reflex. Okay. Okay, now what you have to do, just open this lspy.exe file. It's one kind of interface, it's one kind of browser kind of things are there, and it's decompile the entire code also. So when you open this particular thing, you will get the interface. Just a second. Just wait for some time. Okay, you will see this kind of, see here, decompiling. Okay, as of now, I just remove this one so that you get to know what kind of steps you have to follow. Okay, so when you open this else file, you will see this kind of interface. Now you tell me, everybody with me or not? Then, okay, how you get to know that a reflexill add-on is added or not? So see here, this is the symbol of reflexill version 2.1. Okay, if we not place all the files here, then you will not find this one. And if you don't find this one, then you cannot add this code. See here, anywhere you, if you want to write, it will not change anything. See, I'm just pressing the keys, but still it is not changing. Okay, so how to add it? That for that we have this plugin and some procedure we need to follow to edit it. Okay, now next step is you need to open that myapp.exe. Okay, so I'll just go to the file, open that file. I'm taking this one, myapp.exe. Now you will see here all the structure of your file, like what are the folders in that, what kind of other files are there. Okay, you will see the entire structure that when we develop any software or when we develop any application, at that time, whatever the interface is there right now, same interface is here. Okay, so for that, this particular tool is there. It will use as a decompiler also, and it is used for just open your exe files and just traverse in such a way that you can just understand the logics behind this file. Okay, so just when you do reverse engineering, directly you cannot jump to the specific targeted file. Okay, you need to just check it out what is there in your reference, because we are opening this first time. Okay, so we need to check it out every different file. That is the actual reverse engineering process, is like analyzing your existing code. Okay, so this is another file. Okay, I'm checking another things is there or not. Here data types related things are there. Okay, fine, here one class is there. Okay, here my app, and inside this form one is there. Okay, so see here, this is the file where my actual logic is there, and where I need this particular file I need to understand. Now understand this one. Here one form is there. Just a second, I'm closing another one. Okay, when you open this one, myapp.exe, see the interface. Here one kind of text is there, then text box is there, and button is there, right? So see, here they are taking some text box, buttons. Okay, sorry, I just click on this part. So you will get all the text box related details. So we don't have to go in detail part in this. So all the, whatever the form related fields you are taking, all the different fields are here in system.windows.forms. So this way you can understand the hierarchy, like what kind of security it has. Okay, you will find lots of other details regarding security part from this. So this one we are right now analyzing. Now here one form is created, inside the text box button is there. Here they initialize the entire component. One is unlock app. So if you want to unlock this particular application, that logic is here. That means this is important for us. Now here, see, in this, they just create one array, and inside this array, what kind of values are there? That is unlock code. Now what is this unlock code? That is here, C. So that means this is the password that we already extracted in the string tool. Yes or no? Have you got that particular passcode in your strings tool? If you remember in your previous lab, yes. Okay, this code we already found in that particular strings tool. But what happened if this particular code is not there in your file? Because in our real time, we generally store the password in the database, right? This particular thing is happen whenever admin panel is there. Like admin always have some static password because we have to just submit that password, username and password to one person. So that's why in admin part this is possible. Like they just store it inside the file in itself. But in other we are just storing the password on database. So if your password is not here, so that means strings tool is not applicable because in string we can find the passcode and all those things. But if you are storing it in database, you cannot easily find. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to understand the logic. That is our second approach. Now, can anyone explain this particular logic? This one, unlock app. What I hope like it's very easy logic. You get to know. So tell me, what is the meaning of this unlock app? You can unmute yourself or you can write it down in the chat box and tell me what actually this means. Anyone want to try? Meghna, are you there? Not there. Okay. Then after Nancy, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so by looking to this code, do you have any idea like what is actually stands for?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, so what this particular logic is conveyed to you, that is, it's used for unlocking your app. Now, what is here in unlock code, all these codes are there and it's stored into the array. Okay, जो भी आपके password के codes थे, all are stored into the array variable. So whatever the passcodes are there, like this three are the passcode or the password for your application, all is stored here inside this array. Now, if whatever the user input here, if it is from this tree, then it will unlock the app. Otherwise, it will not unlock your app. This kind of logic is there. See, so it will do the iteration based on the array length because sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 5 based on your user's perspective. Like if they want to go ahead with the 5 different passcode, then they can go ahead with that. Okay, so we just put here some loop. It starts from 0 and it will end up to the array length. So right now it is 3. So 0, 1 and 2, that is your actual iteration. Now it will check it out if whatever input given by your user is double equals to out of this 3 or not. Okay, if it is out of this 3, double equals to B means B is like one of these 3. Okay, so if it is B, then it will unlock your app, and other things is like it will enable whatever here text box are there, whatever buttons are there, it will disable it. For example, if I'm writing here the actual code, that is A1-B2-C3, so what it will do, it will see, it will disable. Now I cannot write anything. It will disable this button also, and it will disable this particular text box. So that is this two line. See, this two line is that for that. Okay, it will disable your button as well as your text box, and it will give you some one kind of message here. See that this is lock is broken and this app is open for you. So that is like designing. This three line is for designing. Now you tell me if I want to just change or modify this particular logic in such a way that I can just access this particular file or app without this three code, then what I can do, what I can modify here. Apply your logic now. If you want to break this system, then where you want to modify. For example, you created, okay, just go ahead with some of the example like one student, Ayush threw one party and party's code is like Ayush 123. Okay, so the students who know this particular passcode, they can go ahead with the party, otherwise they cannot go ahead with that. Okay, now if I want to break this code, then what are the approaches? So first approach is I can ask my friends who know this particular passcode. Okay, so that is your strings tool where I just do some analysis and go ahead with the extraction, the information. Second is whatever the Ayush system is there, inside that Ayush 123, that kind of passcode is written, right? So if I can change this particular passcode and I just put some logic in such a way that if anyone enter any passcode, it will make the entry. Okay, apart from this Ayush 123, because it's one kind of unpredictable. Okay, so what I will do here, generally if you know the SQL injection, anyone have any idea SQL injection? Yes or no? On database we are doing this one to access the information of your database. Anyone have any idea SQL injection? What is it? What you are doing in SQL injection? What is this SQL injection?
Ma'am, it displays us data which is protected.
Just a second. Now you can repeat. Yes.
Ma'am, it's a method by which it shows, it displays the data which is protected or under security.
Oh, okay, but do you know that how it will perform and breach this particular security?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine.
No
What is this SQL injection? For example, like generally in database, what is there? Queries are there. And like either status is true or false, right? If your query is successful performed, then its status is true. Otherwise, it will return the false. Now in SQL injection, what people are doing, they just modify the entire code in such a way that your entire condition become always true. Okay, generally it is in the binary format. Okay, like for example, okay, here I'm just writing. I hope you know OR gate and AND gate. Yes or no? If I am writing this one 0 or 1, then what is the answer of it? Okay, keep in mind whenever OR gate is there, if one of your input is 1, answer always 1. Yes? Okay. Now if I'm giving 1 or 0, again it will give you 1. Okay, 1 or 1 With again one. So your SQL injection logic is always come from this particular part. That day, if you are providing false value, then also it will go ahead with the successful on entire login part. If you are providing right value, then also it will give you the successful login part. Okay, so they make the logic in such a way that every time whatever you put as an input, it will always give you the as output one. That means always you can enter that to that particular database. Okay, so whenever you put any kind of values, it will just true your entire condition and you can access those data in there. So this kind of attack is also there, and it's one kind of SQL injection that is done like before 15 years back, more and more. But nowadays we have a different kind of logics to prevent this particular attack. Apart from that, we have some plugins that if you add that, you can save from this particular attack. And nowadays, like other features are also there in every time when you log into your database. So it's not there nowadays. Okay, coming back to here, if I want to just crack this system, what I will do here, I will simply added this condition, that is कि मेरा जो text box है उसमें मैं कोई भी value enter करूंगी apart from this 3. Okay, because it is hard to predict. Anyone cannot imagine that this kind of actual passwords are there. Okay, so it's one kind of hard to predict it. So what I will do, simply I will edit this condition, that is text is not equals to B. That means whatever user is input here, that is not matched with this particular 3. Apart from that, any code you give, the successful login is performed here. So simply I need to add this particular part. Now you've understood what you need to do when you want to crack any of the things. It's not same for every files, because you need to analyze, you need to find out some loopholes. So now, right now, this is the loophole. I will just simply here put some not equals to, but it is not that much simple that you just added this one. Okay, so for that we need to use the reflex side. So up to here, you have any doubts? You find the loopholes. Now we need to add this one. Any doubts up to here? Just a second. Right now, what we are doing, we are analyzing the file. That is our reverse engineering first step, analyzing your existing code. Any doubts up to here? Yes or no? Any doubts? I know this is afternoon time after your lunch, but make sure at least awake. Did I have to ask individually every students? Okay, then I go ahead with that part. Ankit, are you there? Ankit, not there, absent. Okay, what about others? Anushri, Nandit. Not there, these two. Okay, Anushri is there. What about Nandit, Richa, Vishnu? Richa and Vishnu. Okay, so these people are awake, others are just sleeping. Okay, now fine. Now everybody are awake. Fine. Okay, so we need to add this particular statement. Now we need to go back. This particular logic is inside which method, that is the unlock app. Now what steps you need to do? Just uh, this one, just click on this particular icon. You will see all the different methods here. Come here, that is the unlock app, because here is the logic for your entire cracking the software. Okay, we need to add it this one. Okay, so what you need to do for add it, just select this one. For add it, you need to select this setting kind of icon that is here, that is a reflection. Okay, so I'm just clicking on that part. Okay, I'm just dragging it here. Now out of this, but here your actual codes are there, like see, unlock codes, that is this one. Then after the unlock box is there. Now you need to find out this condition where it is this, so we can modify this one. So see here, this one, this is op underscore equality. So I need to go ahead with a modification of this. Instead of double equals to, I need to go ahead with the not equals to. So what I can do, just right click on this, edit this part, only this part. Okay, again you need to do the analysis, like to edit this particular line, it is where, okay, see, others are also there, but it's quite easy to find out this one, that is the based on the equality. Just go to the edit part. Now instead of equality, what I will do, I will simply select the inequality. For here we have a inequality. Okay, some terminologies are different because here like double equals to, not equals to symbols are not there. Okay, some words are there. Okay, so it's easy for you to predict the things, like trim for trimming the strings. Okay, so you can easily predict that. So I'm just selecting this not equality, that means not equals to. Okay, and update. So it is only update here, it is not updated here. So for that, what you need to do, you need to just update your entire LSPy object model. Right click on your my app, you will see here update LSPy object model. Okay, so what I do here, I just go ahead with the form 1, click on this part, then I click on this one, I added this one, that is a inequality part. Okay, then I just update this model. Okay, now if you run this particular exe, it will not directly affected or the reflected there, because we need to create the patches for your updated version. Okay, so this patch you can create through save as, and here you can just save it. When I go back here, I'm just closing the previous version file. Okay, so when I just refresh it here, myapp.patch.exe file is there. So open this one, because this is our updated one. When I open it, now our logic is if I write any of the code, it should be unlock your entire application. Okay, so I'm writing here like Vibhusha. Okay, and then after press C. Whatever password and strings I will give to this field, it will unlock my entire application. So this way you can modify the code, you can modify some login credential, and that way you can go forward. So any doubts in this particular tools?
Ma'am, it's not working with me.
Yes.
Ma'am, it's not working with me.
Okay, so present your screen. I will check, see. Present your screen. Okay, Raja. Fine, your screen is visible. Dear, not in the form 1, just tick on the form 1. Yes, open that form 1, then plus sign. Yes, go to the,
Yeah, ma'am, I did that.
okay,
Then here
inequality is
the
there.
inequality.
Okay, then update your entire LSPy model. Just right click on your my app.
Okay, I did that. Yeah, update.
Okay, and then after just save.
Where, ma'am?
No, no, from like not save code, just right click on my app because we need to save as patch file. Yes, save as. It will see my app.patch.exe file is there.
So I just save it.
Yes, save it and open that. Now go to your folder, open this one and just put some password here.
Okay.
See, okay, that patch version is important because when you work as a hackers or attacker, you have to work with the patch files. Okay, patch version or patches we need to float, and that way
Okay.
you can go ahead with it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
uh, okay, any other students didn't perform up to here, just tell me. Generally this one is used when you want to just access any admin panel, or if you want to access or just see the insider information, or you want to access any system. Okay, if you want to crack any software, so you can try out these things. I'm not saying that this will be applicable to everywhere. So based on your code, based on your platform, and based on your purpose, you need to use the different tools. So that's why analysis phase is most important, where we deal with the what kind of content is there, what kind of logic is there, and based on that you can see the which tool is suitable for you, or which tool is suitable for this situation. Okay, as I already told you, for Ubuntu some other tools are there. Like in Ubuntu, the strings are also supportable, but like steps are different. Okay, so in that you need to go ahead with like a strings command, and that way you need to write it down and go ahead with that. But system is different, again tools are different. If your purpose is different, tools will be different. So like in applications, layers of securities are there, and for each and every layers, to crack those layers, to break that particular layers, we need to just use the different tools. So it is not necessary that if string tool is working right now in this particular code, then it will work with all the code. No, based on your actual logic inside this code, you need to identify the suitable tools. Okay, so here we completed your task 1 as well as task 2. Okay, if you have any doubts regarding your task 1 and task 2, then let me know. Right now we have still some time, so we go ahead with the discussion of that. And from the next lab, we start your presentation. Okay, so be ready with your presentation. In presentation, 4 case studies you need to explain, plus 2 tools you need to give the demo of it. Okay, and in your report, in tools part, you need to write it down step by step. Like your first step is download this file from this link. Then after you extract it, then after you just copy this particular content and paste it into the another content or another folder. So that way, this is the steps. With the screenshot, you can attach it wherever it is applicable. Like screenshot in every steps, it is not applicable, but wherever it is applicable, in that steps, you can attach the screenshot. Okay, so I'm opening this discussion for 3-4 minutes. I'm waiting. So if you have any doubts regarding task 1 and task 2, then let me know. And in the PPT, make sure just add points only. Don't add the paragraphs. Add images like in what existing product images and the new model images you can put. And in report, make sure formatting must be consistent throughout your report. Again, I'm repeating your deadlines. 15 July is the last date to submit your report. So the students who are absent, just pass this information to them. Afterward, I will not accept. And before 31st July, one by one in every lab, we go ahead with the presentation. So be ready. And group wise presentation you have to give. So all the three members must be present. And they need to explain one or two case studies. Okay, clear up to here? Okay. Okay, so I'm just taking the attendance. And yes, one thing that I want to tell you, when you just go ahead with the presentation, at the time I will appoint one students for every group wise. Me and that student will review the entire presentation. So anyone have this chance to just review the presentation and give some suggestion and comments to your another batch groups or maybe the another team members. Okay, so be ready with that. So from next lab we start that part. Okay, I'm taking the attendance from PC1C batch. Okay, A batch, sorry. Okay, enrollment number 3001, Nancy,
Present, ma'am.
Rahil,
Yes, ma'am.
Shyam,
Yes, ma'am.
Dev, enrollment number 5, not there. 8, Palak,
Present, ma'am.
Tanzil, not there. Vishnu, Niro, Dev, enrollment number 12, not there. Priyansh,
Present, ma'am.
Viraj,
Present, ma'am.
Richa,
Yes, ma'am.
Nushri,
Yes, ma'am.
Darshan, okay, Ashish, yes, Darshan, fine. Ashish, not there. Shivanand,
Present, ma'am.
Bhavya, Raj,
Yes, ma'am.
Chirag,
Present, ma'am.
Shubh, Ayush, Raj,
Present, ma'am.
Nandit. Nandit is not there. Sadhu,
Present, ma'am.
okay. Jai, Jai is not there. 9 to 6 is enrollment number 1. And Chirag. Okay, Nandit. Chirag, enrollment number 2. 9 to 6, not there. Anyone remaining from PC1 class? Okay, PC1 students, you can leave. Ankit. Enrollment number? Okay, Ankit. Fine. Just a second. Okay, and now TP1 student C batch. Enrollment number 21, Bharti. Not there. 34,
Present, ma'am.
35, Krunal. Not there. 36,
Present, ma'am.
Tanvi. 7, Nidhi.
Present,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. 7.
Ma'am, Nidhi present.
Just a second. One then. Okay, Nidhi. Another one. Janvi.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. And Krunal. Not there. Fine. Then Arpit. Okay. Then Meghna. Yash.
Present.
Yash. Okay. Pavdeep.
Present,
Pavdeep.
ma'am.
Divya.
Present, ma'am.
Dev- Yes, Pavdeep. I'm already marked the present. Divya is there, not there. Nisha. Vibhusha. Om. Not there. Ritesh.
Present.
Sushil. Sushil Prasad. Not there. Aditya. Jay. Priyank. And enrollment number 73, Walde.
Yes, ma'am.
Not there. Okay, fine. Anyone remaining for the attendance? Okay, you can leave. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Okay.